below. Nuthall Temple is considered to be one of the lost gems, not just of Nottingham, but of English architecture, and makes up one of the many lost halls of Nottingham. If you haven't seen my earlier video on lost halls, there's a link at the end of this video. Inspired by the designs of Venetian architect Andrea Palladio, Nuthall Temple was completed in 1757. Designed by Thomas Wright for Landover Sir Charles Smedley, it had a 58-foot high dome with the insides decorated with rococo plasterwork of a very high standard, created by Italian workmen. Further work was done in 1778 to reflect the current changing fashions. The house was eventually sold to the Holden family in 1819. The Holdens were a well-established Derbyshire family who had invested heavily in the land. The final resident was the Reverend Robert Holden, rector of the parish, who on dying passed it to his son Robert Millington Holden. Sadly, due to the falling agricultural rents and estate duties owing to the state, he was forced into selling the property. The land itself was sold fairly easily, but the building remained for another 3 years before being bought by J.H. Brough & Co. of Beeston for just £800. The land was worth more than the building, and in the summer of 1929, Nuthall Temple was demolished. On the 31st of July, crowds gathered as the west wing was loaded with firelighters, sprinkled with paraffin, and set alight. The building was pulled down wall by wall, but being well built, it didn't come down quite as easily as they planned. The ruins remained in place until 1966, when they were bulldozed to make room for the M1 motorway. The eminent architectural historian Sir Nicholas Pevsner called the destruction of Nuthall Temple a disgrace, and it's difficult not to agree with him. Little remains today to tell of the existence of this once great house. The gate pier still stands, forming part of the entrance to the Three Ponds public house, named after the three ponds that were created from the land where the stone was quarried. The Gothic summer house still remains, but is in private hands. The following clip shows exactly where Nuthall Temple was and where it would be today. So the next time you're driving up the M1 and reach junction 26, remember for a moment, if you will, that you're driving over the site of one of Nottingham's great lost houses.